Hey, so this right here is a lead apron and a lead cap with like a belt that I had to keep it on. If I sleep with it on, perpetrators can like move my arm to rip it off my head or like turn me off with a satellite and take it off anyways. But this right here uh, helps mitigate some of my torture. And then it maybe makes it harder for people with illegal sender receiver relationships with my brain to maybe get the signal. Like, so I'm here in Hillsborough, and as Kevin Christian of Georgia explains, there's an unknown number of people that are sitting out on those brain computer interface machines, hitting my head with neurolinguistic programming, and then having my life experience at the same time. 5,000 have attacked myself and my family. In the U.S. forces alone. So I wear the lead around my head on a lead apron and a lead cap to help mitigate the torture. Money's so difficult for TI. I would like to buy a whole like lead jumpsuit or something equivalent that I could zip up and sleep in at night, or maybe have one made even. But yeah, lead caps and then even a lead apron over the top of my head. So neurolinguistic programming has started back up. Electromagnetic form perpetrators that are safe from harm. They can't be caught, more or less, using all of these means at slow kill against myself and 1.5 million Americans. Like, they can't lose, depending on how you define it. And so after they had completed it intently out of 2016 and since 2004, a phenomena that people that are in other manifestations of the B system, that actually this keyword maybe may ring a bell for you: virtue signaling. This guy that had done some of this stuff to me and others let me know that these synthetic telepath electrocore gangs, community-based agents, COINTELPRO, U.S. Nazi Satanism, slow kill extermination, the targeted individual system. One of the tactics that they've used against me is virtue signaling. So, and then slow kill, Zugstrig, destroying credibility of a political dissident, and whatnot. So I lose the synthetic telepathy agenda, even incarnating, and my YouTube videos may not even really show up in a lot of ways. I just figured out putting on advanced settings for other TIs that read this. If you post YouTube videos, put on advanced settings that viewers can't modify the content of your video or submit comments. That may have stopped some of the efforts to modify my video's content. They put in like word twists and stuff that I had seen, and then maybe submit complaints to get the videos down from the modified content that perpetrators and gang stalkers initially put in there, and other tricks. So yeah, I went down to Portland Community College and jumped on a PC, and like only one video on my YouTube actually showed up. Like the intel groups and whatnot that Dr. Catherine Horton talks about, like her Twitter account got shut down. Mine's shadow banned. I've just like stopped using it, and then gave reference to my YouTube page that connects to like Instagram, my webpage, and other things, and may go spend some time possibly working on that. But yeah, the full force of the U.S. military is against me and has been for 15 years. And the intel agencies and the website Once and For All basically happened to me. I'm the target individual, and then the target audience is like everywhere I go. And the way that TIs get community slandered, it's in a way because all these people are getting observed, and then it's like mathematical precision. The way TIs get community slandered, it's done in a way where people aren't likely to talk to the targeted individual about it. So, and I've believed it too. Like I'm an aware TI, and I still get misled. Like there was this woman that showed up to say hi out at Seaside, and yeah, she was a perp, I think. But somebody tried to slander her, like in my bedroom, and it was an EMF perpetrator impersonating somebody around me. And for some of those moments, like I wondered if the slander was really true. So I'll try and be forgiving because I've been misled. I'm gonna see if my eyes look kind of weird. You don't see them on camera. I feel like if I look over to one direction, one of my eyes is like weird. Anyways, yeah. So I want all of the electrocore virtue signaling community-based agents, Command Central, COINTELPRO, synthetic telepathy, paramilitary, extrajudicial, criminal surveillance groups to leave myself and my family alone. That's not going to happen, or it hasn't happened. And it's Nazism. They fake the appearance of minorities to get minorities in trouble for it. Like this guy that is over here, he's got a monitor consciousness, exactly how Kevin Christian of Georgia describes. There's a guy faking a black guy's voice who's torturing me every day because he hates black people. There's a guy faking a kid's voice who is bragging about EMF perpetrators being in on Watergate. He's not as innocent as he sounds. And then the people that they moved in for roommates at this nut house while I'm still here, maybe EMF beings from other locations full time, and not even actually the people that they appear as. So my life's difficult. I'm up for travel this month, and haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do. But it's a little bit before 8 o'clock. I haven't showered. This is how I would look if you were seeing me at my residence. And yeah, I'll try not to make this video too long, but 5,000 of these monitors and then flesh and blood backup through the FBI over 15 years have attacked me, in one way, shape, or form. And the virtue signaling I underestimated, but they're some of the worst criminals in the world. And by trying to steal my identity in ways that are complicated to me and use like psychological operation procedures to like have an EMF perpetrator who's trying to kill me be told through the television, through psychological operations, that they're in fact the political dissident Tim Young, my old name. It sounds bizarre and odd, but that's exactly what they tried to do. Like, there may be a lot more that I need to read up on virtue signaling, but because they're suiciding and torturing 1.5 million Americans around the clock, they have like a narcissist obsession with trying to hide that or appear good. So, it's neurolinguistic programming communications every time. Deny life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, slow kill, destroy target credibility, steal his reputation to hide the Satanism and other stuff. But yeah, I'm not in a gang, nor ever I was in a gang, but by virtue signaling from me, the TI, to deceive the electrocore and all those folks that think they're doing the right thing, how do I explain? I maybe need to investigate it a little bit more, but um, if Kevin Christian of Georgia had fail-safe instructions on how to get out of reincarnating, and did a lot of good things in his life, even though he was a TI or whatnot. Maybe Kevin Christian a little bit more like Catherine Horton, Dr. Horton, but a master's, not a doctor, and public administration, not physics or nuclear science. Then, in that analogy algebra example, uh, uh, the perps at Howard Circle in his Georgia, through psychological operations and extreme means and undue influence and reading people's minds and whatnot, have spent, in my situation, have spent a lot of their effort trying to convince all of the electromagnetic frequency world, all of people in like the towns I'm in or America or whatever, that Howard Circle, in Kevin Christian's analogy of the Georgia targeted individual, is somehow the virtue of Kevin Christian, and then like Kevin Christian's the perp. So bait and switch, I don't know, like virtue signaling, other people may know more about it, but yeah, they were trying to be like, because my last name used to be Young, I'm Buddhist, I've never even read the Book of Mormon, but because like the monitor hangs out at my house or whatnot, they were trying to convince, and then virtue signaling for me, trying to convince their gang, and then the United States, they were God of the Mormon, God of the Jew, Jehovah, like all this other stuff. They've even faked, I'm getting hit with stuff in my stomach from some of the torturers. They even faked the appearance of Jesus not that long ago. And it's important people be able to distinguish. Anybody with this headgear can appear as anybody they want. I'm getting remote torture. It's never going to be Jesus. Oh, jeez. So, I'm getting slow kill exterminated, and nobody in and outside of my RNM is anything other than some of the worst criminals in existence. 5,000. And these people with these headgears torturing me are told going into these jobs there's no life after death. They can transfer their consciousness with the headgear here and their body safe in another location, separate from their body, but somehow they think consciousness transferring after death doesn't happen because they can't see it from the EMF. I get lied to. They're actually really smart and only faking stupidity and using NLP torture. They have all my smarts, and then their deviant mind, their whole gang, and then all of the full force of the federal government, CIA programs and shit like that. They're really a lot more capable or powerful than one TI, and I'm insignificant compared to that in like the full force of the military and whatnot. And they only fake stupidity. However, they were given really incorrect information, I think, going into this. It's illogical to think that if you can transfer your consciousness with headgear from your body while alive, that consciousness doesn't exist after body death, after a transfer. Anyways, they're lying to themselves. So they're actually really smart, faking stupid through all of synthetic telepathy, trying to hide their evil. But they, I think, were given really incorrect information that is a fatal flaw to everything they think they're holding on to, grasping for straws and electromagnetic frequency mansions or whatnot. Yeah, so that's sort of, they're a lot smarter than mine because they have my mind, and then all of the synthetic telepathy, U.S. forces and intel. But then they're told there's no life after death. I think they got really flawed info. I want to be like, you're stupid, you're a fucking idiot. But no, they're only faking stupidity and have all of my smarts to go with it too, because they're passed out on machines having my life experience. So try. This is like a $30 lead cap. This you may be able to get for like 80, and I want to get more of them. It's a X-ray lead apron, so I put that on my head at night, and sometimes it breaks off sender-receiver relationships with people that should be trying to suicide Americans, and they're deathly afraid of appearing. It may, I don't know, it may trigger some kind of sensor through the NSA where they know where they would be. But yeah, this is current NSA torture, no protection from the intel communities and whatnot. A hit called that on me 15 years ago. And this guy, this Nazi faking a black guy's voice, this Nazi faking a kid's voice, these Nazis faking a retard down the hall, and an NLP Satanist that eats sardines in the morning and whatnot. All of this right here, and you know, problem, reaction, solution types of thinking. They're trying to put out patsies who would take the blowback for their behavior. So I get hit with, I got hit with Mexican voices, black voices, little kid voices, and whatnot. They're trying to go after minority groups and blowback of this operation. So who is trying to suicide me, slow kill, deny life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to myself and my family? Nazis. Hiding the Nazis in the EMF. 100%. And I'm the one that's actually supreme as a genome in about 5 things, and I mean around the fucking world. So they retarded me. They malformed me. They hit me with NLP every 15 to 20 seconds for the last 15 years, so I couldn't think big, I couldn't think strategic. And there's secretly no repercussions for them. A lot of them think there's no life after death, which I think that's error and not correct info. I would be really happy if there was no life after death. That's what I'm seeking outside the black Swiss cheese hole portals, is non-reincarnation. It's my highest goal. So yeah, I was getting hit with remote torture, stomach problems when I first got on the video and other things like that. Yeah, I don't even know if this it may just show up sort of for my material, and then the intel agencies have submitted false complaints by modifying my video so it would give reason not to even show up on YouTube. So that may be sort of an information technology system problem. But I guess somebody that hacked into, or somebody that was in the monitor culture that like saw all these war crimes and was like, actually, you're some of the most evil motherfuckers in the world. Like, allegedly, when some people that are electromagnetic frequency aware, maybe, if they click on my website, some of the EMF perpetrators here that are still trying to suicide me were lamenting or upset that some other person, entity, or being was telling whoever clicks on my website what this gang really did, or really has tried to do in suiciding me, as they do virtue signaling and then fake in very elaborate ways that they are me and they should be worshipped or something like that, or admired as I normally would be as a good person, and then that's transferred to my murderers. So in 50 to 75 years, like, the US is toast. There's nothing I can do about it. You're going the way of Nazi Germany and the former USSR, both breaking apart. Because you wouldn't get off your headgear, basically, because of the electric core. Fusion centers, and there's like nothing I can do to stop it. No, you're fucked. And then likely there's probably life after death too. Probably. And that fucks us all. So I'm gonna leave the solar system as best I can.